Hello, it's the Sensor Gambino here with a new video. In this video I'm going to be going over the announcement and discussing the announcement as well that Grand Theft Auto 5 is coming to new generation consoles in 2021. And obviously that's pretty much going to be the 9th generation systems, the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. And it's also going to have expanded and enhanced new features and content as well, so that's definitely kind of exciting. Yeah, for those who may have been living under a rock for any reason, during the PlayStation 5 event that happened today, of course, it was announced that Grand Theft Auto 5 is actually coming to new systems, as mentioned earlier, of course. And by the way, the trailer, there wasn't really anything to analyze from the trailer. It was all existing stuff that's already in the game. There was no hints at any new content, things like that. So all that kind of stuff seems like it's going to be saved for some kind of future news wire, of course. So there's not really a point to go over the trailer. However, I believe there's some kind of notice thing, I believe, after the Grand Theft Auto 5 new generation console reveal, that every other thing past that point was actually footage from the PlayStation 5. So it also seems to suggest they used footage from a previous version of the game. It was no footage from the PlayStation 5 version or even a different next gen version or anything. So all the footage also does seem to be from old versions, so there's not really much of a point to go over the trailer once again. Going into the first paragraph of the newswire here, Rockstar confirmed, of course, that they did reveal the announcement of Grand Theft Auto 5 coming to the 9th generation systems at Sony's PlayStation 5 digital event. And it also mentions that the adventures of Michael, Franklin, and Trevor are coming as well. So it's not just the online portion. There's kind of bits later on in the newswire that suggests mostly stuff just really in the GT Online. And also it's very apparent that pretty much after the game first comes out on the systems, single player again is probably going to be pretty much forgotten about, if not more so than even with the first transition to new generation systems, of course. Which of course is unfortunate, but it's just probably how it's going to be. And then of course they clarify that's going to be releasing in the second half of 2021. Going on to the second paragraph here, in my opinion there's not really much to talk about here, but they go on to talk about technical improvements, visual upgrades, and performance enhancements take full advantage of the latest hardware. So I don't know if this stuff would be a thing for the PC as well, or if the PC version would already have all these kind of things that they're going to be adding to the even further enhanced editions of these games. But yeah, they would probably use things like ray tracing and stuff like that, I would imagine for sure. I think I hear that ray tracing is a pretty big thing that's going to be going on with the new generation systems that's coming out, the 9th generation consoles, of course. And my biggest hope, of course, is that they would fix matchmaking, because I feel even on PlayStation 4 the matchmaking's not really that good in my opinion in the game, though I don't know if that's very cursed from back in the 360 and PS3 days. So I don't know if that's something they would really be able to improve much, since the game originates from the 7th gen systems, of course. But if I were to want to see something pretty major, I'd like to see some better matchmaking, though I doubt something like that would happen personally. Probably the biggest thing of information that we got for this newswire in the third paragraph here for the new generation versions of Grand Theft Auto 5 and online that will be coming out, of course, for the PS5 and Xbox Series X, is that the ever-evolving shared world of GT Online will continue on to the new generation with more new updates, including additional GT Online content exclusive to the new consoles and PC. Is that it kind of sounds like, of course, that we will again have a transition period, I would say, with PS4 and Xbox One being supported for maybe around another year, somewhere around there, before they probably drop the ball on those systems as well, like they did with 360 and the PS3. At least I hope there's another transition period, because that would be pretty messed up to just straight up drop the ball on those systems right when the new versions come out, because they didn't do that when they transitioned to the last gen to the current generation the last time around. And those were even less capable systems. Not to mention, we've already had such huge updates that had huge potential for sure with the current generation we have right now. So I would be shocked if they dropped the ball pretty early on or just straight up stopped supporting the current systems, PS4 and Xbox One, right when they come out. But yeah, hopefully they don't do that for too long though, because of course that would probably ruin the potential of the game for the new generation systems. Yeah, just having some kind of transition period would definitely be very appreciated. I would definitely be sure by the community. And yeah, with the wording, I don't know if they're going to completely drop the ball or if they'll like try to have as much of the updates as possible on the current systems that we have right now, obviously. But I would eventually expect the systems that we have right now to stop being supported for sure. And I also mentioned that there's actually going to be a standalone version of GTA Online for the second half of 2021 as well, which will be available exclusively for free, at least exclusively for PlayStation 5 players during the first 3 months. So after those first 3 months, of course, it's probably going to cost. And it will probably also be available on the Xbox Series X, though it's probably never going to have a free period, or at least not around that kind of time frame. So maybe it's like a lesser costing version of the game without like the story mode for maybe like half the price or something like that. That's at least what I would assume. On to the fourth paragraph of the Rockstar Newswire here. Rockstar announced probably their biggest free money opportunity they've ever done for the whole lifespan of Grand Theft Auto Online, of course. But yeah, basically all you need to do is be a PlayStation 4 player, of course, in order to get $1 million for every single month in Grand Theft Auto Online until the launch of the game on PlayStation 5. But yeah, PlayStation Plus, you're basically going to have that if you play on the system, unless they do like a free weekend kind of thing, which they've done before, but haven't really done much recently, I'm pretty sure. So just as long as you play on the platform, you're pretty much going to get the money. And from what I've like calculated, it kind of sounds like 14 million might be the like bare minimum of money that's possible, and somewhere around like 19 to 20 million at maximum, assuming the game would come out December 2021 for any reason. So that's definitely going to be some big money opportunities for sure for any players on the PlayStation 4 platform like myself, of course. So that's definitely pretty nice to see. It begs the question though, I would say, does that open up the opportunity to like have like 30-day exclusivity and all that kind of stuff that they already do in Red Dead Online and GTA Online? If so, that could be kind of worrying in my opinion personally. And then the last paragraph in the Newswire is just stay tuned to the Rockstar Newswire for many more details on the new versions of GTA 5 and much more to come in the months ahead. So clearly they have a lot more to announce. This announcement here was kind of just a very small one, of course, to go along with the initial announcement of the game in the PlayStation 5 digital event or whatever. But yeah, for the rest of this video, I'll be saying my personal opinions and stuff like that on if I think this game deserves to be enhanced. Finally, to end off this video, do I think this game deserves to be enhanced? No, absolutely not. First of all, this game has already been enhanced a single time from PS3 and Xbox 360, PS4 and Xbox One, and also to PC as well. Second of all, this game has already had a very good run. The PS3 and Xbox 360, when the game first came out, of course, there was 2 months, or probably even a little less than 2 months that the game had before the PS4 and Xbox One even came out. So those systems personally did not really have much of an opportunity with the game. So I think the first time they enhanced it was completely fine and understandable, because of how late the game came onto the 7th gen systems. And yeah, with the PS4 and Xbox One and PC versions, the content, there was a lot more feature-packed DLCs than with last gen. where a lot of the like 7th gen DLCs were like a lot of like vehicle and weapon DLCs mainly, and I feel very little of them aside for the heist DLC were very feature packed. There was not a lot of modes from what I recall when it came to the last generation, from what I recall for sure. So I definitely really feel the game's already had its good run. I'd rather see them spend like more development into the sequel game, of course. Of course, GTA 6 will probably eventually happen, I would hope. As long as they can't like find a way to milk this game on the PlayStation 6 and the next Xbox, of course. But business-wise, I will admit, like, when it comes to like a business standpoint, it makes perfect sense to put this game on the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. Because of course it's more income, and once those two systems come out, their game is probably not going to sell as well, of course, on PS4 and Xbox One. Those two systems for sure. I'm sure a PC would be pretty fun though, for sure. And then with going back to the content updates of the PS4 and Xbox One, pretty much every update from that, aside for like small like spring DLCs, I would say, were highly feature packed and were packed with vehicles. The weapon department was lacking, I would say, for sure, in comparison to the Xbox 360 and the PS3 days. I would say weapons, I would say, suffered the most. But the DLCs became a lot more feature-packed already, and if they're already as feature-packed as they are, what more are they going to be able to do with DLCs with the PS5 and Xbox Series X? Like, if there's not a lot more they can do with DLCs on those two systems, I don't entirely see the point in them enhancing the game, to be completely honest. I'd rather them, for sure, develop, like, more on GTA 6. Like, yeah, they probably have separate studios and stuff that can work on like different projects at a time, so it might not be affected that much to have GTA 5 get a whole nother version for PS5 and Xbox Series X. But still, in some small way, I feel it will be impacted regardless, since they would have to put more development times into like DLCs and stuff. Like, yeah, of course, this game also coming out, like, it also proves that the next GTA is probably nowhere near coming out, I would imagine. Otherwise, they probably wouldn't be releasing this game again, after all. And again, with the content with PS4 and Xbox One, the most major features, I would say, that were added in that kind of time, of course, we got 2 more like new heists compared to the only the like 5 original heists from like the last gen that are also, of course, in the current generation. They introduced like story-heavy focused contact missions, like the Lamar missions and the casino story missions. Would definitely like to see some more of those. I would definitely feel if it gets, with it being on PS5 and Xbox Series X, it would be a great opportunity to have a lot more of those very story-heavy missions. Even if it means they won't be as fun with like less personal vehicle usage and more like forced vehicle usage. And then of course the current generation brought like the businesses. All of those were some of the most like major DLCs that were in the game. So if it means more businesses will finally be coming into the game, then I guess it's definitely a very good decision to put this game on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. However, even then, I feel they could have easily added more businesses. Like right now in the game, sure, the game would probably still be able to handle more businesses anyways. But yeah, mainly I feel this game is a cash grab, honestly. Like, business-wise, it makes entire sense. Like, putting the game on more systems stuff, so you're going to give them more money, and this game is Rockstar's most successful game, most definitely, throughout their whole entire existence. But honestly, I feel Red Dead Redemption 2 / Red Dead Online definitely deserves it a lot more. Like, yeah, I just recently got a PC enhancement, but that's just putting on like one more platform. And even then, the updates all have to be good for PS4 and Xbox One to be on PC as well in that case. And I feel Red Dead Online would be reaching its maximum potential sooner than GTA Online has. Plus, GTA Online has had a much better run for sure. Way more so than Red Dead Online. Red Dead Online definitely needs a lot more content than even GTA Online right now. GTA Online is very established, and Red Dead Online is nowhere near being very established, I would say, at the current point it's at even. Only having like 2 very huge DLCs so far for being the original Frontier Pursuits and Moonshiners, I would personally say. But yeah, Red Dead Online, in my opinion, definitely deserves it much more than GTA Online does. But I can understand they might not have wanted to do Red Dead Online when they just released a PC version not necessarily all that long ago. So in that regard, it kind of makes sense as well. But yeah, all in all, I think this like new generation version of Grand Theft Auto 5 and Grand Theft Auto Online are sadly mainly just gonna be like cash grabs personally. Like yeah, it's very great for the game, obviously, getting more DLCs and features and all that stuff. But the game's already had a very good run. I feel they should definitely work on like big future projects more than just more Grand Theft Auto Online. And personally, I also miss the days where like they released a lot of titles. Like they're not like Call of Duty, of course, where they released like things annually. Even back then, I feel they took time with their titles. And because they only do like 1 or 2 like big titles a decade now, it seems. A lot of their like smaller titles like Bully and Manhunt, stuff like that, is basically like doomed to ever happen again. All in all, my point is that I think like running games as like online services, kind of like MMO type of games like GTA Online and stuff, I feel ruins the potential of having much like future titles from companies that do those kind of things, I personally feel. And eventually I feel they should just let them die, honestly. But regardless, I feel this kind of announcement is pretty historic actually. Because this game could go down in history as one of the most longest running like online games, and I would, regardless of my opinion, be quite impressive for sure. Regardless of my opinions on the game, though, I do wish Rockstar luck, of course, with this like extra re-release of the game again, of course, with more enhancements and all that. Definitely wish them luck for sure, even though I personally don't think it was really needed. But yeah, that's finally gonna be it for this video. Hope you enjoyed.